The word no can land like a door slamming shut. It can echo in your chest, louder than you expect, and make you question everything that led you to that moment. That night when she said it, the room didn't go quiet. The music kept playing, people kept laughing, and the city kept breathing outside the windows. But for him, time paused, and he had no idea that the kindness waiting just a few steps away was about to change his life. Before we dive in, take a second to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stories like this live and grow because of you. You're watching Your Channel Name, where simple moments turn into powerful reminders of what kindness can do. Ethan hadn't planned for the evening to end like this. He had rehearsed his words all day, quietly, in his head. Nothing dramatic, nothing over the top, just honest. He liked Lily, and he thought, maybe hoped, she liked him too. They were at a small apartment party, the kind where shoes piled up by the door and someone always controlled the music from their phone. Lily stood near the kitchen counter, holding a plastic cup and smiling politely as Ethan spoke. When he finally asked her out, she didn't laugh or look away. She didn't embarrass him. She just sighed softly and said, "I'm really sorry, Ethan. You're kind, but I don't feel that way. No anger, no cruelty, just the truth." Ethan nodded, forcing a smile that felt glued on. "Yeah, that's okay," he said, even though it didn't feel okay at all. He stepped away, feeling smaller than when he arrived. Rejection has a way of doing that. It doesn't just say no to your question, it whispers doubts about your worth. He moved toward the balcony to catch some air, hoping the cold night would clear his head. That's when he heard a voice behind him. "Hey," it said, gentle and unsure. "You okay?" He turned around and saw Maya. She was Lily's friend, the one who had been laughing too loud earlier, the one who always seemed to notice when someone's drink was empty or when someone was standing alone. Ethan barely knew her. They had exchanged hellos before, nothing more. "I'm fine," he said automatically. Maya raised an eyebrow, not pushing, just waiting. Then she leaned in slightly and lowered her voice. "For what it's worth," she said, "you handled that with a lot of grace." He shrugged, didn't feel very graceful. She smiled softly. "It never does." They stood there for a moment, listening to the sounds of the party behind them. Then, almost like she surprised herself, Maya added, Maybe you weren't meant to meet her." Ethan looked at her, confused. "Maybe," she continued, her voice barely above a whisper, "you were meant to meet me instead." He didn't know what to say. His heart was still bruised, still tender. But there was something about the way she said it, not confident, not flirty, just honest, that made him breathe a little easier. They talked on the balcony for nearly an hour, about small things at first, work, movies they loved, the weird pressure people feel to have life figured out by a certain age. Maya listened closely, really listened, like his words mattered. When he mentioned his dad had been in the hospital earlier that week, she didn't rush past it. She asked how he was doing. She remembered the name. That kindness stayed with him long after the night ended. They exchanged numbers before leaving. Ethan walked home feeling lighter than he had in days, surprised by how quickly disappointment could soften when met with compassion. Over the next few weeks, Maya became a steady presence in his life. She checked in after his dad's surgery. She sent silly memes on stressful mornings. When Ethan mentioned he was nervous about a job interview, she wished him luck, and then showed up later with coffee and a handwritten note that said, "No matter what happens, you're enough." No one had said that to him in a long time. Their relationship didn't explode into romance overnight. It grew slowly, rooted in small acts of kindness, shared walks, late-night talks, comfortable silence. One rainy afternoon, they volunteered together at a local food pantry. Ethan noticed how Maya knelt to speak to kids at eye level, how she learned names, how she treated everyone with quiet respect. On the drive home, he said, "You do that naturally, the kindness thing." She shrugged. "I wasn't always like this." That surprised him. She told him about a time in her life when she felt invisible, about a stranger who once paid for her groceries when her card declined, about how that moment didn't just help her financially, it reminded her she mattered. "I promised myself I'd be that person for someone else," she said. Ethan realized then that kindness isn't just about being nice, it's about paying forward the moments that saved you. Months later, he ran into Lily at a cafe. They chatted briefly. She asked how he was doing, and this time, when he said good, he meant it. He thanked her for being honest, for not leading him on. As they parted ways, he felt no bitterness, only gratitude, that no had cleared the path for a deeper yes. One evening, sitting on the same balcony where they first talked, Ethan finally told Maya how he felt. "I don't know when it happened," he said, "but somewhere between the coffee and the kindness. I fell for you." Maya laughed, tears in her eyes. "I was hoping you'd say that. They didn't rush things. They didn't need to. What they had was built on something stronger than attraction. It was built on care." Years later, Ethan would think back to that night often, not with pain but with appreciation. He learned that rejection doesn't mean failure. Sometimes it's redirection. He learned that kindness doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it shows up as a whispered sentence on a balcony, a cup of coffee, a reminder that you matter. And he learned that the people meant for you often arrive when you least expect them, carrying compassion instead of promises. So if you're watching this and sitting with a recent no, take heart. That closed door might just be guiding you towards someone who sees you fully, someone whose kindness will feel like home. And maybe, just maybe, the next time you choose kindness, for yourself or someone else, you'll start a story that changes a life. Spread kindness. You never know who's waiting on the other side of it.